Hi, my name is Joe and I'm the caretaker at the Pearlstone Center. I'm here just behind my backyard at the Pearlstone Center on this 180-acre retreat center that is on the traditional homelands of the Susquehanna and Piscataway people. And so I want to show you here one of the other edible plants that, although not in my backyard, only 50 or 60 feet away, this plant might well be in your backyard. And this plant is called shepherd's purse. And this plant is in the wild mustard family, and it's a really good tasting plant. And it is a little on the spicy side. Lovely. And later on you'll see little bits of pepper coming out the side. And traditionally this was used to stop internal bleeding. We actually came into the greenhouse because Pearlstone's at a slightly higher elevation, so many of the edible plants that are out just a mile down the road are only coming up around the buildings or in the greenhouse. And so two of the last plants we want to talk about today is, one of them is one of my all-time favorites. It is called chickweed. And chickweed is an opposite leaf plant, and it's also called Indian lettuce. And this is a plant that you can eat lots of, and if you make a wild edible salad, this is going to be your base plant. And pretty soon you'll see just lots and lots and lots of this plant everywhere covering the ground. And this is chickweed right here. And so this all mixed with many other plants. It's mixed in here with a bunch of other weeds, but you can see how this is starting to grow up here. Commonly a weed in gardening plots, but a very tasty one. And I'm going to go over here to the younger plants. And so chickweed isn't something that you eat in small amounts. Chickweed's something you eat in large amounts. And if you can mix a little bit of wild onion or some other tasty plant, all the better. And that's chickweed. One of the best uses for chickweed, though, the medicinal point, is you can mash it up and or chew it up, and you can make what's called a spit poultice. So if I have cuts or bruises, better to do this inside a bowl. I can take this okay, so this is what I chewed up. This is a chickweed. It's called a spit poultice. Probably better to do that in some sort of mane metate. And if you have cuts, scrapes, or bruising, you can stick this on, and this will help keep them clean and help fix them up. So chickweed was a common medication used for cuts, scrapes, and bruises. By the way, I just mentioned this word, mane metate, and it's just a pestle and mortar. And that's how you're going to grind up your herbs. And then as you can see, I haven't really moved very far from the last talk. Right here is a child's favorite, and it's not really out in great numbers yet. And this is a plant called wood sorrel, or oxalis. And it's called oxalis because of the oxalic acid in the plant, which you don't want to eat a huge amount of it because of it. The same with kale and spinach also has high amounts of oxalic acid. And this is the plant kids call onion grass. And later on it will actually form pickles. So this is one that's great tasting, and it's got some micronutrients that you probably want in your diet. You just can't eat huge amounts of it. So enjoy. We're out looking at a plant called Barberry. And this plant is known as an invasive plant. It definitely has some benefits and some problems out in the woods. And this plant is a great plant for starting to eat the leaves right now. And the leaves are high in vitamin C. So they're more as a vitamin. They're not the tastiest thing. When you're in the woods, you might want to like the taste bitter or sour. This plant definitely qualifies for bitter. Barbary, though, what it's harvested for commercially is its roots. So it's a smaller plant right here. Ow. Ow again. They have thorns. And you'll see on their roots this bright yellow color. And this is called the Barbary. And if you go to Mom's or any other health food store, you'll see barberry root extract mixed in all sorts of vitamins. Now, one of the great things about this plant in the forest, and one of the things that can be problematic in some other forests, but not here, is around Barberry, you are going to get a much higher population of white-footed mice, which is, the foxes love that. The problem with white-footed mice is they are the vector for Lyme disease. And so you will get more ticks around this type of plant, more deer ticks specifically, and you'll also get a higher incidence of Lymes. However, the good news is if your plants are growing around a lot of oak or hickory plants, you'll get a lot of squirrels that eat the ticks, so you'll get 0 ticks around these plants like we have in this area right here.